got a good one. A good one, I think. So, again, perusing the Facebook, I find this a man seeking advice. He says, my wife passed away and left me with two children, but I just found out through DNA that they are not my children. I'm 36 years old. Please advise. Sherrod, I'm gonna let you start before I give my 2 cents. So, cause you're a guy, and I want you to imagine that this is you at 36. Your wife just dies. Y'all, you believe that y'all have two kids together, biological children. I'd be interested to find out what made him. How did he do the DNA thing?
Yeah.
Or why? But anyway, you find out through DNA that the kids aren't yours, neither of them. What's your next move? What are you doing?
Man, I think a big thing that plays a part in it is how old the children are. That's hard, man, because my head would say, well, my heart would say, fuck this, I'm out, because I'm hurt.
Hmm.
My head would say, bruh, they don't have nobody else. They see you as pops. Man, that is, well, to give a verdict, I think I would seek their father out. I would want to know who he is, and I'm gonna be an asshole. I'm giving them to the granny. Yo, you gotta take them because I wouldn't be able to do it. I can't even lie to you. I wouldn't be able to bring myself to say, I'm gonna take care of these children, put up with all of this BS I'm gonna go through by myself, and they're not mine.
I don't think
No.
anybody would be mad at you, but for me, I gotta know how old the kids are,
Yeah.
cause if the kids are infants, then I'm handing them off.
Right.
Like if I were a man and I were in
Instant.
this situation, if they were infants or toddlers even, I'm handing them off to the next of kin. But if they're of age, let's say they're older than, I don't know, 5, and I'm the only parent they've known, I'm the only dad they've known. I'm keeping the kids because, I'm all they got. But I would say be honest with the children about what it is, because I think it's unfair for them not to know who their biological parents are.
At what point do you tell them? At what age? Just say they're 5 and 6. What age do you tell them?
Um, that's a hard one. I don't know, because I would have to seek some kind of advice from a professional,
Yeah.
because I'm not quite sure how kids' brains and all of that stuff is set up, and if they would even be able to understand at 5 what's like really going on. I know by 10 I'm thinking they would, because I remember, you know, having to consider adult things when I was 10.
Right.
And although I didn't fully understand things, like my parents were getting a divorce at 10, and I understood that. And what I was upset about most was that our family was going to be different. It
Mm.
wasn't so much that mom and dad were not going to be together anymore. It was just that our family dynamic was going to
About to
change.
change. And that's
So
a hell of a change to my
it
lost
is.
moms and now I'm about to lose pops. And
Right.
okay, and here's where I I step in because a lot of times we always worry about the child's or children's or the mother's feeling, but not the
Mm-hmm.
father's.
Mm-hmm.
How how hard would it be to look at two children whom you thought you were yours, they're not. And it's like now your whole, because I ain't gonna lie, my whole feelings would change towards the death, the whole nine. You
Or
know,
yeah.
because I know me, and I can be a nice, very nice dude, but I
Hmm.
could also cut everything off and be like, it is what it is. I got to find their
Yeah.
peoples.
That Virgo cutoff game is something
Yeah,
terrible. Um, yeah, that's that's a hard one, but I think that you have to be emotionally mature if you have
yeah.
decided to stay in their lives. But I
Now,
do think that they should be told
now, if you're gonna
because,
decide,
and I think, hmm,
if you're gonna decide to stay, you can't flip flop. You got to be in
no,
it to win it, not in it
you
for a
got to be
minute.
in
You
it
got to
or you
roll
got to
this
be
joint
out.
out. Yeah.
Yes. But I think they should be told, although I don't know at what age you do such a thing. Because I think they should have the opportunity to know who their biological father is.
Right.
And I think they should have a choice of whether or not they want to seek him out. And, if I'm the dad, I'm not gonna do no seeking. Like if I've already taken the role of father for them, I'm letting them know, and then when they come of age, if they want to seek him out, that's great. But I'm not doing that because that's not my job. That's not my if I've agreed to be the father, then I'm gonna do it to death. I'm gonna do that. That's my role. And then I'm gonna let the legwork fall on them if they should choose to do that, unless there's some kind of medical condition where they need to find the
See.
dad, because you have to think about all of those things, play a part. So, but yeah, but if they were infants, I'm out. If I was a
Yeah.
man, if I was in his position and they were infants or toddlers, I'm leaving. I'm leaving because kids are a big responsibility. They are a big responsibility. And sometimes kids are fucking assholes. And being a parent is a thankless job.
Yep.
So to take on the parenting of two children that you know aren't biologically yours, it can be a headache. And then who I don't want to raise any kids and then have resentment toward the kids because their mom was whatever. I ain't gonna say she wasn't shit, but she kept a secret, a hell of a secret.
Now,
And
what if you raise these children, they get of age, and then you ain't my daddy anyway? You know how kids are. Kids hit below the belt. You know, you not my
I would
daddy
be like,
anyway.
"You right," and I'm gonna beat your ass anyway, motherfucker. Shut the fuck up. Go clean your room up or some shit.
See,
Cause you
and that,
gotta be, you gotta be strong.
yeah, and but that's the thing. Those are all these things that plays in your head. It's like, okay, if I go ahead and do the real man thing, as they would call it, then there's potentially one day, hey, I tell them, yo, you really not my children. Your mom wasn't shit. She was riding old boy shit. He popped off. Y'all can't. Y'all here. I'm taking care of you though. And then it's like, well, you ain't my daddy anyway. You just like,
Like you right, you
okay,
right,
you
you
know
little
what? We
motherfucker.
about to go
I'm with
find
you.
that loser for you.
Right, and I'm gonna drop y'all right on his
I'm just
motherfucking
right.
porch,
Hey,
and then
U-Haul
let's see
truck. I'm gonna take you.
find your
I'll give y'all the
daddy
toys and everything.
then.
Take
Right.
your little
Uh,
bunk beds here.
Y'all, it
But
might not go down like that,
but
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 it might.
that's like when you look at 1/3 of all the DNA tests taken
Mm-hmm.
proves that they're not the father. 1/3.
Mm.
Now, just imagine how many more, if we really did it, we would say, man, dude's raising kids that's not there.
It's a lot. It's a
It's a
lot of them
lot.
out there.
and
Yeah.
so when I hear the whole deadbeat argument, it's like, you know what? Some of these dudes are walking away from children that are not
That
theirs.
aren't
It's not
theirs.
theirs. And you get a feeling, man, you start looking at you like, hold on, man, you got a big ass forehead, bro. I ain't got one of them, like, how come you like bright damn near white? Let me check
And
my
it's
D.
tough with black folks because kids can come out any color. You can have two dark skinned parents and then your kid come out
That's
light skinned and
true.
both and be or
But
both
when
of
you
your
start looking at
biological
them
children.
features, though,
Yeah,
that color
features.
might change. But
Yeah.
when you coming out with your nostrils flared, your ears extra
Hmm.
small, and it's like, hold on, I ain't seen nobody in your family look like that, and ain't nobody in my family look like this. That dude belonged to
Um,
George down the street.
you take them to the grandmother because the grandmas be knowing. Take
Hey,
them to the grandma. Grandma will tell you who's if it's your baby or not. For real.
you know, he a little ugly. You know, you wasn't ugly when you was little.
This ain't your baby, baby.
This ain't your baby.
This ain't your baby. We got
But
strong genes, and this one ain't got our genes.
and and when you look at each one of my children, you can
Mm,
say, "Oh, wow."
you the daddy.
And then when you look at the other one, you know, I've had somebody say, I'm pregnant by you. Really? you know, I'm going through that before. It's like, yeah. And the funny thing is, she just wanted the loot. She's like, I'm gonna have an abortion, whatever. And then she broke down and told me, it's like, hey, I just wanted the money.
That's
So
crazy.
it's like them games, man.
Yeah,
but
people play too many games.
but
So
for old
yeah,
dude,
Sherrod, what's your verdict? What's your
for old
verdict?
dude, if he's gonna stick it out, he has to be 100% able to wipe the slate clean, erase it from his memory as much as possible, and maybe he loves them more than he was hurt. And
Mm,
if that's the case, he can go ahead and just say, you know what, hey, I'm gonna raise these boys, they're mine. I'm gonna take this responsibility 100%. Now, if you can't do that, it's okay. I don't think anybody will fault him too much and be like, look, hey, I can't do it. I can't do it. So I'm going to take them to their grandmother's house or to their people's house, her people's house, and just say, yo, y'all got to take them. They're not mine.
yeah, I wouldn't be mad. Like if that happened to my brother or something, I would not be mad at whatever decision he decided to make because that's a tough one.
Right.
But I would encourage him to, the same. If you're gonna be there, be there. You got to be all in and don't play him no kind of way. If you're
Yeah.
gonna say you the daddy, if you're gonna still live in this role as father, then you got to be that. You
Mm-hmm.
got to be that. You can't throw it up in the face.
Ain't
But
no half stepping.
ain't no half stepping, but I do believe in being honest. And I think that children deserve honesty from their parents. So I do think at some point they should be told.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you should be open with your kids about your thoughts and feelings.
Now, do you, and see, in my head, it's like, do I wait till they're 18, they graduated, because they're older, they'll be able to process, they should be able to process it a little better.
I think
Um,
that's too long though. I think 18 is too old. I
whew,
do because I could because can you imagine we were in high school and think about who you were then. Can you imagine your parents springing something like that on you? And the first thing I know for me, the first thing I would say is, well, why y'all didn't tell me before now? I think that's too old. I think as soon as they are able to comprehend, as soon as they're able, whatever age that is,
see,
I think that's when you should tell them. So maybe we should figure out what age that is. Like when do you
yeah.
tell children, some life changing news like that? When can they handle it? Because their brains aren't fully developed until they're 25 anyway.
Right.
So at what point before 25 can they start to um like absorb this and really think about what has happened to them, what is happening, what the scope of the issue is.
I think
So
it's,
yeah.
you know what, it could possibly be a lose-lose situation It's just one of those toss-ups. It's a definite toss-up because he can go ahead, take the job on, and just roll through it and never say anything. Just be like, it is what it is. They're mine, no matter what, and everything would be great. Um, is it one of those things? Maybe he should just take the secret to his grave, you know, and hopefully nothing medically comes about. Yeah.
The Virgo in me won't allow it, Sherrod. The Virgo in me is saying, say something like, I couldn't, like, thank God that I would never have this issue because I'm not a man. But, mm, I don't know because I just think secrets are dangerous. I
It
really
is.
do.
It is.
And I
It is
hate
because they can.
secrets. And I think that you and I were raised by a generation of secret keepers. Like our parents' generations, that's all they did was keep
Yeah.
secrets because it was kids are do as I say and not as I do, and kids are seen and not heard,
And
and
whatever happens in his
grown
house
folks did
stays in his
stays in
house.
his house, and
Yep.
grown folks' business stay out of grown folks' business. So they didn't share. Like now, I appreciate the newer generations because now they're more open, and I think that's healthy.
Okay, look.
Although not too much though.
Okay, I'm about to say because these gentle parenting motherfuckers nowadays, it's weird. It's like they want to go from, well, y'all had too many boundaries, and zero boundaries.
Yeah,
It,
no,
it,
you have to draw the line.
yeah.
You gotta have balance. If anything is to be healthy, if any relationship is to be healthy, you have to have balance. And with balance comes boundaries. There
Hmm.
are certain things that, children should know. Like I don't need to know the dynamics of my parents' relationship. I
Right.
just need to know about the shit that pertains to me. Um, so in that case, yes, I think there are things we should tell. Because I was talking to somebody about, the family child molester and how in the previous generation they weren't saying anything or doing anything about the family child molester, and then there was this cycle of molestation happening because nobody was saying anything. So the people who were being molested were then taking their kids near around the family child molester, and they were being molested and so on and so forth, and nobody's saying anything, and it's a cycle of pain going on. I think that's horrible. Oh, but I think at some point you do have to tell children the truth about
Right.
things. So as to protect themselves and just so that they can know this, they need to become viable adults and they need information, and the place that they get that information is from us. Um, so that's why with this situation, I think it prudent to tell the children at some point.
Yeah.
And again, if they're infants, I say hand them off. If they're older than toddlers, I think at some point you should tell them. I do think you should get some help with doing that. Some professional, like seek
Yeah, because those
professional
kids are gonna
assistance.
really need it. They're gonna need
They're gonna need it,
somebody.
and as a dad, you're
Yeah.
gonna need it because you got to sort through. First of all, you got to sort through the hurt of being lied to by someone who you thought loved you and who you love. um you got to kind of reconcile those feelings of betrayal so that you don't pour that shit onto your kids, so that they don't live the pain that you want to give to the mama who's no longer
Right.
here.
You
So I
taking
think
out your anger on the children.
on them,
Yeah.
yeah, so I think the whole family needs therapy. The whole family needs a professional to step in and help them navigate this
Yeah.
new shit.
No matter what the
um
decision is,
no matter
keep
what
them
the
or,
decision.
give them to the family. I think
Yes,
I think he needs to go talk to someone. So,
absolutely.
no matter what decision he makes, you just had three lives taken from you, whom you thought you loved,
Yeah,
they
you thought
loved
you
you, and the whole nine. So, That's a deep
Yeah,
one.
that's a tough
That
one. It's deep. Yes, that's a tough one. So that's our verdict, y'all. So weigh in. What would you do? What would you do if your partner died and left you with two kids that you thought were yours, and then you find out that they aren't? So put your answer. And if you've even experienced that, put it in the comments
yeah,
and
share it with
let's
us.
chop it up.
Yeah, I would love to
Yeah,
hear.
tell us what
I
you
would love
did.
to hear if someone actually went through this.
Yes, absolutely. Me too. And then, we can weigh in and maybe talk about it some more after we get your story. So, again, like, share, and subscribe. Let us know what you think. Weigh in on any topic. If you think we talk too damn much, we too damn judgmental, let us know that too. We can
Let us
have you on
know.
the show. We can talk about that.
We ain't gonna care, but you put it down
Right.
anyway.
We don't give a shit. We don't change nothing. Because we still gonna be giving our Virgo verdict, but still,
Yeah.
put it in the comments, y'all. Peace.
Peace.